Hello, welcome back again. And so, I just got done with the Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit videos, and I have like an extra hour of time or whatever, so I was like, you know what? Why not continue with another Doki Doki SNAFU part? Because as at this point in time, I haven't done in a while. I think the first video is recorded like 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know. The point is, we're getting back into it. So, yeah, right. Just do 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 do. Okay. Okay, appeal. Yeah, see. We got Sayori. What I'm going for. Okay, so let's see. Gotta re-immerse myself. I remember the basic gist of what happened last time, but after my final class ends, I return to the clubroom that I became familiar with yesterday. Upon entering, I half expect Sayori to come tackle me while spewing nonsense about how I actually came. She will come when you least expect her. There's no escape. What I'm actually faced with is pretty much the total opposite. Sayori isn't even here. Not just her, but it seems like the only person who did show up is Yuri. Ain't this awkward. Monica mentioned that attendance wasn't necessary, but this is more than I expected. Yuri, noticing that I've entered the room, approaches me. Dun! And I see a stand formed behind her. Hello again, Maurice. I'm glad to see that you came back to the club. Well, I am an official member now, after all. Speaking of which, where are the others? Was my presence so bothersome they outside a ditch? Of course not. They would never do that. That reaction was unexpected. Was she not able to tell I wasn't serious? Right. I didn't actually think that was the reason. I was just joking. Joking? I see. That's a relief. Are you serious? Do girls like this actually exist nowadays? Hey, don't be rude. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that my sense of humor is totally warped. But what I said just now was incredibly tame compared to the other stuff that comes out of my mouth. Anyways, if that wasn't the reason, do you mind telling me where they are? Oh, right. Monica and Sayori informed me that they were going to the faculty office to discuss the club's new member. I see. So their absence is technically my fault, though I don't dare say that out loud. What about Natsuki? Did she go too? That one I can see genuinely trying to avoid me. Ugh. Ugh. No, in fact, Natsuki is currently present. She's right over there. She's standing so incredibly still that she becomes invisible to the naked eye. Peering past Yuri towards where she is pointing, I find that the door to the closet is slightly ajar. She in there performing a seance? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up for a moment. Let's see, seance. A meeting at which people tend to make contact with the dead, especially through the agency of a medium. Okay, that's pretty good. She in there performing a... Wait, how... I didn't know... Let's see, how to pronounce this?
Seance.
Seance? Okay. She in there performing a seance or something? I didn't quite catch that. Don't worry, it was nothing worth noting. I don't like to pry, but is there a reason she reads in the closet? Sorry, but I'm afraid I'm not entirely sure myself. She normally reads on the floor next to the windows, but today she went in the closet to retrieve her books and never came out. Her mama? She didn't find her contact lenses. I see. So it was manga after all. She also seems to keep them in the club room. Alright, thanks for letting me know. There's no need to thank me, Maurice. It is my responsibility as the senior member to answer any questions you may have. Matter of fact? Yes, that it is. I'll admit there is something endearing about this over-serious, somewhat airheaded girl named Yuri. She seems nice enough. I think I'd mind learning more about her. Actually, Yuri, since I have your attention, what do you normally do while you're in here? Well, if there are no activities that come up during the meeting, I normally just read. We actually keep a variety of titles in the back of the room. Sure enough, I glance over and see books lining the shelves against the wall. Of course, you could always bring your own if those don't suit your interests. I personally... Okay. Good to know, but I doubt that'll be much of an issue. I'm content with reading just about anything. Subject's not something I normally get caught up on. And what about you? You mentioned liking psychological thrillers and horror novels, right? Got any recommendations you could give me? Well, I do suppose I've read a few recently that were enjoyable, but are you sure you want one from me? Natsuki says the books I read are... odd. I'm sure it's just a difference in taste. I'd likely enjoy anything you recommend. Truly. In that case, Yuri turns around and heads back to the desk that she was stationed at before beginning to dig through her bag. She just pulls out a whole bunch of different crap. Like it's pocket space. The timidness seems pretty strong with this one, but at least we have a common interest. The force is strong with this one. Assuming you can call my reading habit a genuine interest. After a few seconds, she returns to me nervously carrying a novel. Here, if you'll accept, I could loan you this one. Taking the book she's presenting, I look over the cover. The Killing Game. Is it like Hunger Games? Is this an actual book? I'm not gonna look that up. And based off her description from yesterday, this definitely looks like something that would fall within her scope. I finished that one pretty recently and hadn't gotten around to taking it out of my bag, so I wouldn't mind you holding on to it. This book looks like it'll be interesting. Thanks for letting me borrow it, Yuri. Maybe once I'm finished we can discuss your thoughts. Are you sure you want to do that? Sure, I think it'd be fun. I see. Well, I think I'd enjoy doing that as well. Oh, look at that smile. He's so cute. Novel in hand, I make my way to the desk and set my stuff down. Discussing a book together, huh? I feel a little selfish for having asked, but I can't deny that the thought of it does bring up some nostalgic, if not bittersweet memories. Judging by her blush, she seems perfectly fine with the idea. Guess that means it's not all bad. This runs through my head as I look down at the book Yuri handed me. It's time to better yourself. You'll often be given various options of how to spend your time. Depending on what you choose, you may attain a stat boost. These stats will dictate which scenes are available and if you're able to deepen your relationships with the girls. This is like Persona, where you have to choose different stuff to up your stats and whatnot. Alright. Your stats consist of intelligence, sociability, and athleticism. Different choices will increase different stats, so make sure to pay attention. This first one will serve as an example. Stats have been added to the Appeal tab. I feel like reading The Killing Game. Opening to page 1, I begin to read. Let's see. Hold on, I want to see the Appeal thing. Okay, nothing changes for Yuri. It's unranked. I've got a pretty solid grasp on the book's plot for about 20 minutes. It's a horror/mystery novel where several people wind up trapped in a school for various reasons. After a sudden power outage, a dead body appears among the group. Of course, by this part I was a little disappointed. It's just like a okay. This is the same plot of mystery novels you can find on the shelves of grade schools. However, my initial opinion was off the mark. Usually in books like this, you can pretty well guess the killer, like the whole "it was the butler" thing. But as the characters became more fleshed out and afraid, you could really feel the despair they're fighting through. It also has a nice touch where the killer leaves signs and markings that play into the psychological horror element. Intelligence increased by 3. I'm bigger brain now. Totally engrossed. The sudden sound of the clubroom door swinging open caused me to flinch slightly. Who gently opened the door? Maurice! Sayori's practically on top of my desk before you even managed to look up. She's just sitting there, just like, oh, we don't have any other snacks in school. Okay. I can't believe you're actually here. Not that I expect you to skip, but still. Oh, you even reading too? This is so bizarre. Like a bizarre adventure. Yeti. If seeing a person reading a book inside a literature club is bizarre to you, I'm afraid you might not know the meaning of the word. That's not what I meant, you meanie. It's just kind of strange to see you sitting in the same club as me. Plus, you totally blend in. If I didn't know you, I would have been convinced that you were some kind of literature club veteran. You blend in with the furniture. Thanks. Now it's the reading that made me blend in, but rather my years of experience in trying to hide my presence and avoid attention. Trying to become the generic MC in the background. So, what you reading? She curiously scans over the book still being held open on my desk. It's titled The Killing Game. Yuri loaned it to me. Huh? Yuri did? It? Yeah, we were talking about books earlier and she gave me this one as a recommendation. It's a refreshing take on the murder mystery genre. So far, anyway. Oh, that sounds kind of scary. Assuming your taste in literature hasn't changed in the last few years, I imagine it'd be a bit too intense for you. I think any book that Yuri reads would probably be like that. Not a bad observation considering you once told me you'd rather watch grass grow than read books. Go touch grass! Why do you remember that? Jeez, I was a little kid when I said that. I've grown up since then. True. It's undeniable you've gotten taller. Was that an insult? An excellent question. Sayori pouted me as I set a bookmark on the page for sliding the novel into my bag. Monica approaches the two of us as I do this. You seem to have settled in pretty well, Maurice. I suppose so. Reading like this isn't so bad. Reading like this isn't so bad every now and then. I'm glad to hear it. That attitude has already put you ahead of a certain fellow club member. Monica shoots Sayori a cheeky smile. I wonder who she's talking about, don't you, Maurice? You. It's you, Sayori. You're supposed to be subtle, so you don't deny the fact that she was indeed talking about you. Put your little fingers together in annoyance. How can you not love that face? Look at that face, look at those little hands. After Sayori fully succumbed to defeat, I turned my attention back to Monica. Was there anything you needed? Not anything specifically. I was just checking to see if you had any more questions regarding the club. Thanks, but I can't say that I do at the moment. Yuri answered some stuff earlier, so I'm good for now. I'm happy to hear that the two of you are getting along. And if you do think of anything else, just let me know. Sure thing. She turns around to go back to the teacher's desk, but I stop her before she makes any progress. Oh, and thanks, Monica. You too, Sayori. Yuri told me the two of you had gone to the faculty office to tell the advisor about me joining the club. I appreciate it. Both girls are caught off guard by my sudden gratitude. He's being nice. What a surprise. It's no problem. You don't have to thank us for something like that. It is our job as president and vice president to take care of our club members after all. Yeah, you can count on us. Matter of fact, looks like Yuri isn't the only one who has this sense of duty regarding her fellow club members. Though our advisor was quite surprised when we told her a boy was joining an otherwise all-girl club. It seems as though she was having some funny ideas. So please do try and be on your best behavior. Here, and don't try to romance us. You only get one choice. Right? I'll do my best. Two girls walk away from my desk, proud of their work as literature club executives. Does everyone think that I'm some sort of predator? Maybe Yuri wasn't acting timid early because she was embarrassed, but because she was scared I was going to violate her chastity. Okay. It's probably not that one. 2 days in, I'm already regarded as a sexual deviant. It's gotta be some kind of record. Well, in that case, you must be wondering what Natsuki thinks of you. After spending several minutes thinking of ways to try and improve my moral image, I noticed that it's about time for the club to end. No poems. Okay, everyone. Looks like we're just about out of time. I think that will do it for today. With this, everyone in the room begins to get ready to leave. He even managed to catch a rare glimpse of the magical creature known as Natsuki as she exited the closet. She's finally gonna, stop looking on the internet and coming out. Okay. Hey Maurice, ready to walk home? Sure thing. I say this, but end up stopping about almost immediately after I begin heading towards the door. Hold on for a second, Sayori. There's something I need to do before you leave. Huh? Hey Yuri. Did you need someone, Maurice? You just want to make sure you're alright with me holding on to this book. I see. What I said earlier is true. I'm okay with you keeping that one. Being able to read outside of the club will allow you to enjoy it without having to worry about the time constraints of the meetings. Thanks. It's got me hooked already, so I doubt it'll take me long to get through. Unless something comes up. Like maybe you want to watch a TV show or write something or listen to music or whatever. I'm speaking from personal experience. I look forward to having that discussion. Right, as am I. Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Yes. Goodbye. You ready to leave, Sayori? Huh? Oh, yeah, let's go. Getting too close with the others. You're supposed to be with me. Let's see. While we're walking home together, I notice that Sayori is unusually quiet. It's not long before she brings up the topic I've been expecting. So, you and Yuri seem to get along pretty well, huh? I suppose so. I won't go as far as to say we don't get along. That's good. I'm glad you're fitting in. There haven't been many times in my life where I've engaged in conversation with the opposite sex. Part of this is due to growing up with a girl who was fairly overbearing. Because of her influence, I'd say I'm unrefined in this regard. My relationship with Sayori is a prime example of this. While some people might think that the way I treat her is playful or flirty teasing, and it's really more accurate to say that I'm just channeling behavior that was instilled into me over the span of many years. That's not to say I don't care about her, because I definitely do. But due to my own ignorance, it can often be a struggle to handle Sayori's more girly side. Why think about this during my walk home? Well, that's because she's currently acting jealous, a trait that I rarely see her display due to my aforementioned lack of mingling. I first discovered this trait of hers one day when we were playing in the park as kids. Another girl that frequented said park asked me to push her on the swings, so I did. Sayori, seeing this as an encroachment on her territory, told me I shouldn't talk to that girl anymore and then proceeded not to talk to me herself for 3 days. Don't talk to me, I'm angry. You can only talk with the sole female that you're only allowed to talk to is myself, MC. Now kiss me, you darn fool. When asked on the 4th day why she did this, her reply was, "It's hard to explain." Being a dumb brat, I didn't have the slightest clue as to why she had been mad at me and didn't really think about it too much afterwards. However, that was just the first time Sayori expressed her displeasure regarding my interaction with a woman. There have been more since. There's the girl in grade school who asked for my help with homework, the girl who got assigned to my group during a field trip, the girl who complimented my hair at the grocery store. Okay. Every single time, Sarah would put on a fake smile and go, "You two seem to get along," or "She seemed nice, don't you think?" And lacking the wisdom I possess now, I would just nod in agreement. This would prompt Sarah to once again ignore me for 3 days. Finally wised up to this my second year of middle school when I let a girl in my class borrow an umbrella on a rainy day. Sayori pulled her usual 3-day routine, but that's not all. Ever since then, every time it rains, she'll ask to borrow an umbrella. I lost my umbrella, MC. Can I have yours? If I was a diabetic, the sweetness of it would probably leave me comatose or sleeping with a dirt blanket. So, given the information I currently have in my past experience, I'm beyond convinced that her jealousy is flaring up. How dare you talk with that grape? Looking in Sayori's direction, I wait for her to bring up my conversation with Yuri again. Sure enough, after a few seconds of silence, she let you borrow one of her books, huh? That was really nice. I could let you borrow my books too. I'd say so. She mentioned the two of you having a discussion, too. What's that about? Oh yeah, I guess you want to know. Yuri asked me to explain the birds and the beasts to her once I finished reading the book. Oh, that's nice. Huh? What? I was pretty surprised too. But she's willing to go so far to find out. I know, saying no isn't really an option. That'd feel cruel. You're joking, right? There's no way. Thwack! How dare... Go to horny jail, Sayori. Of course I'm joking. You really think a girl like that would ask a guy she's only known for 2 days about how sex works? No! Sayori performs a regular recovery routine of rubbing her head on the spot where my karate chop connected. Man, you really need to work on that jealous streak of yours. Jealous streak? I'm not jealous or anything, Baka. What, you supposed to be a cinder right now? Who'd be convinced by that? You're worrying over nothing. I don't intend to bestow knowledge about doing the deed to Yuri anytime soon. Well, in that case, you better deal with me, MC. Right now. Still not convinced? What can I do to prove I'm not lying? Take me now! Oh, that's how. Ice cream. Huh? Aspirin? Buy me ice cream and I'll forgive you. I can't help but smile at Sayori's incredibly adorable attempt at being demanding. Give me ice cream! Oh, look at the cute little bun with the gun. I said give me ice cream! So you admit that you were being jealous? No. Ice cream's because you're mean. I see. So that's how it is. Very well. The ice cream is the price for forgiveness, and it seems I have no choice but to pay it. Good. With this settled, we change our direction and begin heading towards the nearest convenience store. Just buy an entire tub. Having successfully bought Sayori's temporary good favor and coming home to eat dinner, I once again find myself sitting fatigued at the kitchen table. It's not as bad as yesterday, though, likely due to the smaller amount of socializing. If reading and having the occasional conversation is all that's expected of me, joining the club may not have been as big a deal as I thought. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about the Discord server I joined a while ago of DDLC fans. And just haven't really done much there, just observe. Speaking of reading, I reach for my bag and pull out the novel I'm keeping on loan from Yuri. She did seem pretty excited about being able to discuss it together. I'm guessing she doesn't get many opportunities to do something like that. Yuri doesn't really seem like the incredibly social type. Why don't she join the club just to have someone to talk about literature with? This thought crosses my mind while I'm setting the book on the table. There's still some time left in the evening. I guess I could use it to read. Then again, there are also a few pages of history homework I haven't done yet. Let's see. What should I do? You gotta get your history homework done first. Priorities. I decided that I probably should stop putting off my homework. After gathering my things, I head to my bedroom. I sit at my desk, notebook and pencil in hand, and begin answering the questions. And the problems are simple enough, there just happen to be a lot of them. I find myself reading several passages about Japanese history and learning things I previously didn't know. Yeah, that's what you do in classes and with work. You learn things. It may not always be useful, but you learn things. Intelligence increased by 2. I'm so smart. Bzz. Like jazz. My concentration is broken as my phone begins vibrating on the desk next to me. That's a rare occurrence. Why don't we just Kiba sending me a picture of a new wife who's discovered? I'm incredibly tempted to ignore it after saying this out loud, but I find myself giving to curiosity nonetheless. The notification reads a new message from Lit Club group chat. My club group chat? Oh yeah. Monica did mention that Zero would add me to the messaging group at some point. So that means someone's gonna miss tomorrow, or maybe the meeting got cancelled. I'd soon learn that this was not the case. Is something wrong, Natsuki? Yes, I'm small now. I hate being smaller than I already am. It's quite unusual for you to grow in the group message. I still can't believe that Sayori invited a boy to join our club. You do realize that Maurice was invited to the group chat. He can totally see everything you're saying. What gives? You could have at least given us a heads up. I mean, how are we supposed to handle it? Actually, she did tell us about the potential of Maurice joining. I recall her mentioning it on several occasions since the club first started. Eh? Well, I didn't hear her, so that doesn't count. That is quite unreasonable of you. I mean, really, a boy being in the club totally ruins the atmosphere. How are we supposed to talk about girl stuff if he's gonna be standing around listening? Maybe talk to each other in a different section of the room? Maybe, like, do it outside the room? Or whatever, out of his general vicinity? It's not that hard, Natsuki. Man up. Or woman up, I guess. I don't believe Maurice is the type to eavesdrop on someone else's conversation, but that aside, what do you mean by girl stuff? You know, clothes and sweets. Oh, and cute guys. Yes, that talk. I see. But we never discussed any of those topics prior to him joining. Well, maybe not. But we could have. Natsuki, is it perhaps you do not like Maurice? It's not that I don't like him or anything, Baka. But that doesn't mean I do like him, you got that? It's just awkward having a boy in an all-girls club. I don't believe there was any intention for our club remaining girls only. Perhaps simply talking to Maurice would make you feel less uneasy. I recall he spent today's entire club meeting hiding in the closet. I wasn't hiding! I was entire... Okay. I was just really absorbed in the book I was reading, that's all. What about you? Have you talked to him since yesterday? Indeed. We had a conversation this afternoon not long after the meeting started. He asked me for a book recommendation, so I loaned him a novel that I finished not too long ago. He even invited me to discuss it with him once he's done. Wait, he invited you? Yes. He said that he believed it would be fun to do so. And I would have to agree. Discussing common interests with someone else is quite pleasant. Hang on a second, Yuri. Do you like Maurice? Of course, I don't have a reason to dislike him, and he is a fellow club member now. It is our responsibility to get along with each other to the best of our abilities, wouldn't you agree? That's not what I meant. I mean, do you like him? Did I not just answer the question? What's my message didn't send? Then, Yuri, maybe take a bit of a hint here. I'm gonna have to spell it out. I mean, you like him. As in, do you have feelings for him? Feelings? Yeah, you know. Like a crush or love or something? What? Love? But we're in the same club. Is that kind of thing allowed? Allowed? We're a larger club, not a convent. But as interesting as this conversation has been so far, I believe now would be a good time to inform the two of you that Maurice has been a member of this group chat since yesterday. Yes! You're getting caught. Alright. You're being cancelled on Twitter, Natsuki. Why didn't you tell us that sooner? It would have been irresponsible for me as president to interrupt communication between two club members. Monica! Pulling my attention away from the bizarre conversation I just witnessed, a thought occurs to me. Yeah. Even though I'm not responsible for anything that just happened, I'll probably still be blamed anyways. Of course. What a bunch of assholes. Maybe I should pretend not to have seen it? That might save me from a few headaches. Suddenly feeling exasperated, I decided to put everything away and call it a night. What about your history homework? Friday. Friday, April 8th. Who should I walk to school with today? Let's see here. So you got 3 for Sayori and 5 intelligence. I think it'd be good to talk to Kiba. I'm not gonna save. If I don't see any reason to here. Well, I don't know. I don't care. Kiba. Arriving at the usual spot, I stand waiting for Kiba to show up. What I'm approached by, however, is the husk that looks as though it's been reanimated by voodoo. Maurice. I see they came after all. I should expect as much. I was in borrowed time as it was. But to think it would come so soon after learning the truth. I guess my number really is up. Instead of interjecting like I normally would, I just allow Kiba to continue his nonsense. Be that as it may, I've steeled myself for this. I'm ready. I'll have to know from my family in the event that this would happen, so you don't have to worry about them. After seeming to brace himself, Kiba straightens up and looks at me with a serious expression. Go on then, finish it. Do what you came here to do. Why do all of our conversations have to start out being so incomprehensible? I watch as Kiba tightly closes his eyes in what appears to be an attempt at preparing himself against a punch. Knowing better than to indulge in this shenanigans, I turn around and begin walking towards the school. Damn, cold-blooded. Gotta do that to your homie? Come on, I didn't wait out here just so you can make me late. Huh? For real? I mean, you're not going to eliminate me? Eliminate you, huh? Now, there's an interesting idea. Well, I can't say I was planning to do so anytime soon. Wow, that's a surprise. I really did leave a note, you know. Probably be better if I didn't ask, but why exactly were you convinced I was planning to eliminate you? Huh? Oh. Well, I just assumed that since you had a harem now that you'd try getting rid of anyone who might potentially stand in your way. It's not a harem, except it pretty much is. Yep, shouldn't have asked. Is this guy really that delusional, or is he just an amazing actor? Yeah, it's definitely a solid train of thought you got there. But sadly, I don't see you as a threat to whatever it is you think I have. I see. You say my existence is so insignificant to you that my presence doesn't even register. So that's how it is. Kiba takes a moment to gather his thoughts while I largely try to ignore him. It's kind of ironic, though. Think you'd be the one in a position like this after claiming such situations to be fictional. Guess all my prayers and research were for nothing. First of all, Kiba, there aren't any gods so benevolent that they bestow upon you a harem just because you asked for one. And second, whatever situation you may think I'm in, you should know that you're way off base. Yes, I'm the only guy in a club full of girls, that's accurate. What's inaccurate is your idea of them all being super attracted to me and constantly trying to engage in intercourse. If there was a way to prove my chastity was intact, I'd do it right now. You're just gonna straight up zip. So stop being depressed and stop writing weird notes that scare the hell out of your parents, alright? I say all this in an increasingly exhausted tone of voice. You mean it? Seriously no funny business going on? Kiba, you know me long enough to know that there is absolutely nothing funny about me whatsoever. Yes, he has no soul. You should know that. I see. You're definitely right about that. Punk. How about saying that again? Very well. I will leave your words for the time being, but don't think I've given up on this challenge just yet. Haven't given up? Weren't you basically asking me to eliminate you a few minutes ago? That's right. I'll overcome this barrier and prove my superiority. Don't remember asking about any of this. Just you watch. I'll have my own harem in no time and show you how hard work does pay off. Kiba, you're a real piece of work. After saying all this with an overwhelming amount of pride, Kiba stares at me expectantly. Sure thing. Good luck with... You mean good work? Good luck? Good luck with whatever the hell you're talking about. Ha! Luck won't even be necessary. Better start watching your back, Maurice, because I'm coming for that crown. Is he getting his solutions mixed up, or are some people just not able to understand this sort of thing? Seemingly reinvigorated by his nonsense, Kiba picks up his pace while I continue dragging my feet. Lunchtime! Let's see, here... Alright, Kiba has 3 points. Like, I at least want to, interact with each person, and before, deciding on one. I stroll into the courtyard, half expecting a certain maniac to ambush me, but it seems my intuition is off. Shortly after taking a seat, I receive a text that clears up my misunderstanding. Don't get too comfy. I'll definitely find a way to beat you. Wondering why I haven't blocked his number yet. I began eating my lunch. At least that was the plan anyways. Maurice? Sayori stands a few feet away holding a bento box and bottle of apple juice. What are you doing out here? I glanced down at the food I'm currently holding and then back up at Sayori. Right. I meant, why are you eating lunch alone in the courtyard? I came out here to hide from Kiba the other day and actually ended up enjoying the atmosphere. Figured I'd start eating out here more often. I see. That's an interesting reason. What about you, Sayori? Don't you normally eat in the cafeteria? Yeah, but the vending machine there is broken, so I went to the one across the hall from my homeroom. I see. Well, enjoy your lunch. She begins pounding the instant my attention returns to my food. Food before girls. That is my priority. Isn't there something else you could say to me? I watch as she glances back and forth between me and the empty seat in front of me. Apple juice contains a lot of sugar, so drink it in moderation you'll end up a diabetic. Should have expected that, the big meanie. This girl really does have her endearing points. Having said that, would you care to join me for lunch, Sayori? Huh? Really? Sure, so long the other people you eat with won't be upset. Alright. Bearing all the eagerness of a kid in a candy shop, Sayori excitedly plops down across from me. I watch as she throws open the lids for a bento box, revealing a lunch of golden brown fried chicken. Looks good. Your mom make it? Yeah, she didn't have to go to work early today, so she made lunch for me and Dad. Sounds nice. That woman is an amazing cook. It's a shame we didn't inherit any of her skill. I'm not as bad as I used to be, you know? Is that right? Then maybe you can make me lunch one day. I don't think that's a good idea. I almost killed someone with my food the last time I made lunch. I mean, maybe after I got him some more practice. I grant she accidentally expresses her true culinary colors. Excuse me. Oh, that gives me an idea. Why don't you come over one night when Mom cooks, huh, Maurice? It's been a long time, so I'm sure she'd be happy to see you again. Even though I don't want to show it, I feel my face taking a slightly grim expression as I hear this. Thanks, Sayori, but I'm alright. I just said something dumb, didn't I? Yeah, a little. Knowing there's no way I could ever say that, I simply look up at her. Don't worry, you're just excited is all. I know you didn't mean harm in asking. Are you sure you're not upset? Positive. Why are you two upset over? Did I forget something, or have we not gotten to that point yet? Plus, I could never get mad at you for something like that. You know, I'm the old codger who can't seem to let things go. Unconvinced by my poor excuse for a smile, seriously looks away. Nice. Having brought the conversation to a halt, the two of us proceed to eat in an awkward silence. We both finish our lunches near the end of the period. I try to think of something to say to Sayori before she leaves, but it seems I don't have to. Hey, Maurice. This might be insensitive of me to say, but my offer still stands. I really do think Mom and Dad would be happy to see you again. So, you ever feel like coming over, just know you're totally welcome, alright? I'll have Mom make some fried chicken for us, just like when we were kids. Okay. Alright, hold on. Obviously on the brink of tears, I take Sayori's hand in mine and smile at her. Thanks, Sayori. That means a lot to me. When I feel like I'm ready for that, I'll be over at your place in a flash. So try leaving some fried chicken for me until then, okay? Nodding her head in agreement, Sayori uses her free hand to wipe her eyes. Why are you so upset about? Just come over for some fried chicken. I accept that in a heartbeat. I'll see you in the club later, alright? Right! That girl. Patting Sayori's head once more, I notice her smile becoming more and more genuine. Ah yes, pat the bun. Give her all the head pats. She deserves all of them. After saying our farewells, the two of us head to our respective classes. After school. Right. At the beginning of my third day in the club, I come across something that I don't understand the slightest. That thing being Natsuki. I can't understand this girl. Why is she so angry? We bumped into each other on the way in, but instead of saying anything, she immediately began glaring at me. She's gotta stare daggers into you. Looks like I'm getting blamed from the group chat tragedy after all. No surprises there. I had to tell myself not to pretend not to have seen to avoid any headaches. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep her off my back. Is there a problem? Go ahead and laugh, see if I care. What is it that I would be laughing about exactly? If this is part of some skit, I'm afraid I won't get it unless you explain it to me. Sense of humor is pretty shot. You really don't know? Is there something I missed? No, it's nothing. Forget about it. Not sure how I'm supposed to forget something I don't know, but okay, I try my best. Seeming somewhat satisfied, Natsuki walks away, leaving me to my own devices. Yes. I successfully dodged the problem. Setting my stuff down, I hear mumbling coming from the direction of Yuri. Looks like he didn't see it. I glance over and can practically see tension falling off of Yuri's body. She blushes furiously. She's literally steaming. Steam is coming out of her head. A few seconds after her little bout of bizarre ends, Mock and Sayori enter the room together while talking about club-related things. With everyone present, I settle into my desk and think about doing some reading. Before having a chance to actually open my book, however, I'm interrupted. Hi, Maurice! Hey, Sayori. What brings you over here? Sound like you and Mock were discussing something important. I wouldn't exactly call it important, but we just finished. As the vice president, I figured I would come check out our club's newest member. She says this with a face that's practically yelling, "Praise me. Praise the bun!" Not a fact. Are you sure you're not just goofing off with me as a way to dodge your responsibilities? It's not like that at all. Me. I'm glad, assuming you were telling the truth anyways. And thanks for showing concern, Sayori. Having you around puts me at ease. Her face becomes slightly flushed as I indulge her with kind words. And with that out of the way, why'd you actually come to talk to me? I was wondering if you wanted to spend the club meeting together. I still got lots of questions I want to ask. I glanced down at the books thing in my bag, then back up at Sayori. How should I spend my time in the club? My hands are snapping. Let's see. I probably should continue reading the book because you loaned it to me, but at the same time, I do want to talk with Sayori. How could I ignore her? How could I ignore this face? It's not really my priority for Yuri, so I'm just gonna talk to Sayori then. Alright. I'm going to answer a few questions, assuming I'm capable of doing so. And that's the spirit I expect from a proud member of the Literature Club. Yeah, but you ought to know by now not to get your hopes up around me. Sayori takes a seat in the chair next to mine as I zip my bag closed. Once we're both settled in, she begins discussing different aspects of the club. She asks questions about what I think about it and how I've been liking it thus far. I try answering them all honestly while avoiding anything that might spark her jealousy. Even though she can be pretty ditzy at times, she actually seems fairly responsible as the vice president. Of course, she still manages to say something goofy here and there, but overall I'd say she's pretty confident. As we talk, I feel the two of us growing closer. Yes, you're leading forward. Some force is just pushing you two together. The universe agrees that you two would make a fine couple. Now kiss. Let's see here. 7. That's pretty good. With time having flown by, Monica begins dismissing everyone. Having gathered my things, I stand by the door waiting for Sayori to collect hers. However, I'm soon approached by somebody else. Ah, dang it. Hello, Maurice. It's nice to see you again. I apologize for not greeting you earlier, but I had something that demanded my attention. No need to apologize, Yuri. These things happen. You and Natsuki did seem to have your hands full, so I totally understand. That's relieving to hear. Might I ask how your progress with the killing game is going? Yuri stares at me with hopeful eyes following this question, the kind of kid would have after telling a mall Santa what they want for Christmas. I like the book quite a lot, but I think she might be more excited for me to finish it than I am. Sorry, Yuri, but I haven't really found the time to read it more since the club meeting yesterday. I see. Well, that's quite alright. I wouldn't want you to rush through it at the cost of your enjoyment. Feel free to take as long as you need. Right, thanks for being understanding. Upon parting ways, the feeling of someone watching me grows strong. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Looks like it wasn't my imagination after all. Oh, so it wasn't just me staring at Maurice. Come on, at least wait until we're outside before you start pouting. Now, you're being unfaithful! I mentioned this before, but the situation I'm currently in only strengthens this belief. Women are complicated. People in general are complicated, honestly. Having used ice cream to buy temporary allegiance yesterday, I figured I'd have a grace period of maybe a week. But here I am, not even 24 hours later, being shadowed by Sayori in broad daylight. I expected her usual "you two seem to be getting along" routine once we left the school. But the whole way back she's been carefully staying about 5 steps behind me without so much as a word. In the past, I wouldn't have let such a childish thing get to me, but right now I find myself becoming more and more agitated. Even though I'm fully aware that Sayori doesn't harbor any genuine ill feelings, this little stun is still starting to gnaw at me. Deciding that the fun and games are over, I pull out my phone before sending a hastily typed message. Soon after, a ringing noise comes from behind me, followed closely by the sound of a bag being shoveled through. Taking advantage of this temporary lapse of attention, I stop walking and turn around. Not even 2 seconds later, thump. Oh, what a coincidence. We're also using the sidewalk? She stares at me confused before realizing what has happened. Maurice! But how? Come now, Sierra, you say that as though you're actively trying to avoid me. Not sure what to do, she quickly falls into her default state. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh no, you don't. Nobody mocks me and gets away with it. Resorting to my usual tricks, I grab her around the shoulders before beginning to shuffle her hair. Oh, her hair's already messy. Ow! Come on, spill the beans. What made you suddenly want to roleplay as my shadow? Okay, I'll tell. Just stop. She takes a step back once I've released my grip. Go on. Nothing's gonna get solved with you just standing there pouting. Why are you so nice to Yuri? Nicer? Yeah. Well, that's a silly question. It's obviously because she has amazing curves. Maurice! What? Is that answer not satisfactory? Plus, it's not exactly wrong. Those hips don't lie. And neither do hers. You can't say stuff like that. It's sexual harassment. Matter of fact, I'll keep it to myself from now on. Jeez, this is what I'm just talking about. By that, you mean... One stands up like that in front of her. Always super polite and never follow up your kindness with an insult. I didn't give it much thought when she brought it up, but Sayori seems legitimately upset. Why? Sayori, you've been friends with this guy for years. At this point, he knows your bullshit. Hey, he doesn't for Yuri. Just met her like 3 days ago. Realizing this, I begin giving an honest explanation. You're right. I can see how that would seem unfair from your position. But I don't treat her differently because of any special feelings. Just because we hardly know each other. I'm able to joke around the way I do with you because we've been friends for so long. Yuri's practically still a stranger to me. And given that timid personality, I'd probably scare the girl half to death if I acted this way around her. So it's not like she's getting special treatment. You are. Oh! At a loss for words, Sayori stands still with her face flushed. I see. I might have been overthinking it a little. You think? Returning my hand to her head once more, I begin brushing down the hair that I messed up earlier. If you got something like that bothering you, talk about it outright. If you got something like that bothering you, talk about it outright. Giving honest, heartfelt speeches like this isn't really my style. Thanks, Maurice. And I could tell. You're pretty choppy there towards the end. Why, you little... Yeah, you little blip. Blip. Sayori slips out of my hold and proceeds to stick her tongue out of me. Man, I guess these days really are hard to handle. While I'm pretending to let out a sigh, Sayori saddles back up next to me. Got any plans for dinner tonight? I don't think so. Mom went into work later than normal today, so she'll still be at the office around the time we usually eat. Why? I was thinking about treating you to something. Huh? Are you sure? Come on, no point in getting embarrassed now. I got some spare change burning a hole in my wallet, so I really don't mind. But I thought you didn't like eating out. Something like that isn't bad. It's bad every now and then. I'm journeying with a cute girl to make the food taste better. Sayori's face practically lights up as I say this. Her card really is too weak. Yeah, but she's definitely is very cute. The cutest. Now I just gotta find one that would be willing to go with us. Jeez, you meanie. There was no way you'd stay nice for that long. I'm glad to hear you're finally catching on. Preparing myself to deal with more pouting, I'm surprised when Sayori leans up against me instead. Oh! Thanks, Maurice. That sounds nice. And then it's settled. Hopefully this dinner will buy me a longer grace period than the ice cream did. Grace period? We continue making small talk while heading home to change out of our uniforms. Evening. The battery's getting quite low, so I'll make it. Returning home after having been fattened up by the fast food that Sayori's overly fond of, I realized that it's gotten pretty late. Feeling tired from the extensive peeling and abnormally high calorie intake, I decided to call it a night. Thought I'd do some exercise. Saturday, April 9th. This ought to be interesting. Stepping into the kitchen early in the morning, I think about what to do with my day off. Outside of chores, schoolwork, and meals, there tends to be a surplus of free time during the mornings and evenings of my Saturday and Sunday. It's time for the weekend. Over the course of your time in the club, there will be days where you've got nothing to do but stay home. Worry not, though, because these times serve as a great chance to boost your stats. Stat boosts on free days are larger than normal to streamline your growth. Plus, depending on your closeness with the Dokis, you may just get special Sunday scenes. Oh ho ho ho! There might be a good chance to knock out more of that book. Then again, the weather outside is supposed to be nice and cool until later tonight. Could go out and stretch my legs a bit. Haven't done much in the way of formal exercise since joining the club after all. How should I spend my free time? Running would be good, and also studying, but I gotta do more of the novel with Yuri. Gotta increase my big brain. Guess I could knock out a few more chapters of that book Yuri lent me. It's not long before I once again find myself totally engrossed in the despair that is the killing game. Each character is so thought and fleshed out that it seems the culprit really could be anyone. Everyone has their own motives, and own reasons that they might want to selectively kill the others. My first guess that the killer was proven to be wrong after that character was found hanging in a dorm room. I almost can't stop myself from continuing as the atmosphere of the novel becomes more and more hopeless. Oddly enough, it seems the author did quite a bit of research on the subject, and I find myself learning about several stress-induced mental disorders. Intelligence increased by 2. Wait, hold on. We got 5 last time. We're supposed to get more or stats that's increased because it's the weekend, right? What the hell? Having finished everything I need to do throughout the day, I begin reading once more. The story's really heating up while also managing to grow much colder at the same time. You really get a feeling of dread and fear every time a body shows up, but it also means the killer's identity has been narrowed down. My second candidate for most likely to be the culprit also ends up being wrong. After discovering pictures that the killer planted of her husband having an affair, she finally broke down. She took the kitchen knife she had been using for self-defense and, in an act of total despair, proceeded to stab herself to death. Where have I seen that before? Looks like I'm pretty bad at picking them. There's only 6 left of the original 13, but the killer's true identity continues to elude me. In a strange turn of events, I find myself learning various details about the human body's vital spots. Intelligence increased by 2. Sunday. Gotta go to church, April 10th. After my usual routine of a shower and breakfast, I once again find myself debating about how I should spend my free time. Unlike yesterday, however, it seems as though the number of choices It's increased. My phone begins going off in my pocket while I'm sitting at the kitchen table. Incoming call from Sayori. Hello? Hi, Maurice! Hey, Sayori. Need something? Mom wants me to go pick up some groceries, and I was wondering if you'd want to come? Grocery shopping, huh? Sayori wants me to join her. I should... Well, I gotta accept. I gotta do stuff for the bun. I can't help it, I'm too much of a simpleman bun. Sure, there are a few things I need as well. Great, let's meet in front of your house here in a minute. Sounds good. Hearing her giggles as she hangs up, I get ready to leave the house. Staying true to her word, I soon find myself face to face with Sayori outside. You ready to go? I wouldn't be staying here if I wasn't. She seems to be in such a good mood that not even my sarcastic remark had any effect. I wonder what's got her so chipper. Because she's with you! Did something happen? What do you mean? You seem more enthusiastic than usual. Do I? She asked this as though she genuinely didn't notice. Only old housewives get this excited about going shopping, and I don't think Sayori's gotten to that point yet. Yes, but you could get her to that point. Feeling as though I'm missing something, I continue gazing at her in her beautiful blue sapphire eyes. Is something wrong? Do you think I'm acting weird? The discomfort in her voice quickly brings me back to my senses. No, that's not it. I'm just a little surprised. I haven't been this giddy since the day I joined the club after all. I thought maybe you had done something to put you in a good mood and, like, lost weight or got a haircut. I've been told that missing those kinds of things is as bad as forgetting a birthday, so I was trying to cover my bases. You really don't have to be so methodical all the time. Methodical, that's a big word. Someone's been studying. With all the weird stuff you say, I kinda have to. I see. Seems like my plan to further your knowledge through osmosis is nearing the point of consummation. Jeez, you're doing that on purpose, aren't you? Just making sure you have plenty of material to go over when you get home. That aside, you didn't give me an answer. Surely this eagerness was brought on by something. Well, I guess it's because we're together? I can't really think of any other reason. Because we're together? I do something that stimulates you without realizing? Don't say it like that, people will get the wrong idea. Apologies. It's just, I don't know. We haven't really spent a day off together in a long time, right? I was feeling, well... nostalgic? Yeah, nostalgic. Can't say she's wrong for thinking that way. Great, battery saver's on. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Gotta take a sip. Can't say she's wrong for thinking that way. As far as I can remember, the last time we did something like this was with As far as I can remember, the last time we did something like this was in middle school. Which gives me a pretty clear idea as to the cause. Try to overthink it, that was only half the reason. The other half is because I enjoy spending time with you like this. Seeming to know exactly when to interrupt my thoughts, Sayori stands smiling at me. That fact, I reach over and begin ruffling your hair as a token of appreciation. We walk for a while before the next attention-requiring discussion comes up. At least, it requires my attention since it appears on the topic. Hey Maurice, what do you normally do on your days off? What brings this up? It's just I've never seen you out and about on days that we don't have school. Well, I'm not often trying to go anywhere during the busier hours of the day. But the way you're asking makes it sound like you got... But the way you're asking makes it sound like you're some kind of social butterfly on weekends. An avid partygoer, perhaps? Just remember that everything should be done in moderation. Oh, and always use protection. Maurice! What? You don't want to end up with a bun in the oven before you even graduate high school. I won't! I'm still a virgin! What are you making me say? Making you? Forget all that, alright? Pretend you didn't hear anything. Right. I'll pretend I didn't hear you say that you were a virgin before beginning to shriek like a banshee. Reese! Freeing you might have been a bad idea. Not wanting to make the atmosphere any more awkward than it should be, I tried steering the conversation back on track. You were asking about how I spend my days off, right? Huh? Oh, that's right. It's nothing particularly interesting, honestly. Either read, study, or watch the news. If the weather's nice, I'll occasionally go for a run around the block, but it's either early in the morning or late at night. Doubt you'd see me. Oh, and Kiba sometimes comes to my house and forces his way in. After which he usually exposes me to some kind of nonsense before mooching food and then leaving. Sounds like you two are close. Maybe? Actually, I'm not sure when you describe it. I'm not sure when you describe it like that. Well, whatever we are, I have pretty much no say in the matter. Even when I do object, the guy's stubborn to a T. Then again, I guess they've always been bad at handling people like that. Could be why it works out the way it does. Would you consider him a friend? Sayori asked me a question that I've given some thought in the past but never gotten anywhere with. Technically speaking, he isn't an enemy. That's not what I meant. I know. What I don't know is how to properly answer that question. You understand better than anyone that I'm not exactly adept at talking about those sorts of things. Sometimes his presence bothers me. Sometimes it's bearable. Sort of that friendship, I suppose, is what we are. Most people would have just answered yes or no. I'll make a note of it. Shaking her head side to side, Sayori gets in close and leans against me. You don't have to change, Maurice. I like you the way you are. But you're a total asshole, I just gotta say. Even though it sounds like the line from a cheesy soap opera, I can't help but feel a little happy hearing this. Whoa! That a fact? Yeah. They used to me as a crush for several seconds. Sayori jumps back with a big grin on her face. Okay then, let's pick up the pace. I don't want to get there after all the good stuff has already been sold. Having declared this, she moves ahead of me with a bit more pep in her step than before. Nice. It's not long before we find ourselves in the grocery store. Once inside, Sayori pulls out her phone and brings up a list that I'm guessing her mom sent. While she's busy shopping, I take a minute to grab the few things I was running low on. Upon finishing, I wait at the end of the aisle for her. Oh, hey Maurice, you done already? Yeah, didn't need much, so this should just about cover it. Giving to natural curiosity, Sayori immediately scans over the contents of my basket. Oh, that's a lot of cans. Don't you ever eat real food? Calling this fake food is disrespectful to the company that canned it. And yes, I happen to make eggs every morning. Just eggs? Why don't you cook something a little more appetizing? Coming from the girl that could burn water, I don't know whether to be deeply offended or to ignore it entirely. Jeez, I was being serious, you know? She pouts for a minute before continuing. It's because you're a bad cook. If so, I totally understand. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'm not that hopeless. Cooking is just following instructions, not rocket science. Never had any complications with it before. I simply don't feel the need to exert extra effort when reasonable alternatives are available. There you go again. It's like you're a robot or something. Well, I do take pride in my efficiency, and I probably consume more gasoline than a normal person. Not seeming to respond to my jokes, Sayori continues to look at me with a puzzled expression. Oh, I know. Why don't you come over and eat dinner at my house tonight? Sorry, but I don't think I'm prepared to have a meal with your family. That's not what I meant. Mom and Dad are in Tokyo right now doing some shopping. They have a meeting there tomorrow morning, so they're staying the night at a hotel. I see, but if you're the one offering to prepare a meal, the answer is still no. That's not what I meant either, meanie. What other options are there? That's easy. You could come over and cook for me. Saying this with all the confidence of a toddler successfully using the toilet, Sayori stands proudly as I'm dumbfounded. So you want me to come to your house to cook you a meal? Is that right? Yep. I see. Saying this, I begin walking towards the cashier. Wait a second, I'm serious. I'm worried knowing that all you eat is processed stuff and I can't cook. That's just the only thing I could think of. Seeing you look genuinely disheartened, I find myself letting out a small sigh. Alright, Sayori. That's what it takes, and I don't mind coming over to cook. Really? Come on, I already agreed. Don't have to give me the puppy dog eyes. Potatoes for old men who look like they have money. Thanks, Maurice. Yeah, let's just get going already. Giving a nod of her head, Sayori cheerfully walks behind me as we prepare to check out. The rest of the evening passes with me preparing a simple dinner for the two of us. She began hinting at the idea of my coming over to eat more often, which was met with vague acknowledgement. Once the meal had been eaten and the dishes cleaned, I took my leave and returned home. Sociability increased by 3. We can talk to people now. It's a feeling that Sayori and I will be able to grow closer soon. More as the one. Monday, April 11th. Yeah, I think now's a good time to end it. Route scene available. Oh, sweet. Let me see. So you got 9 out of 15 intelligence. Okay, so I think it's good to stop now. Thanks for watching. I'll get back to it soon. Hopefully sooner than the last part. And have a Doki Doki day, I guess. Bye.